Welcome to this special Sunday night edition of Flat Earth Fridays. How are you doing this evening, brother?
Great. I'm excited. This is a special Sunday podcast. When we saw this video pop onto the subscriptions and we clicked on it, I could not believe what I was seeing here from SciManDan.
No, absolute utter absurdity. I mean, we are going to have some laughs tonight. You guys are in for a roller this evening, and it's all going to be at the expense of SciManDan's audience, like the people that believe that the things that he's saying are true. These people are being made to look the fool, right?
Well, I mean, I'm shocked that his audience. So really what he's doing is exposing just how stupid his audience is. Where's Red's Rhetoric and where's Astronomy Live and all these other, telescope guys? Why are they not calling this out? So what's gone on here is SciManDan, because he's got 647,000 subscribers. He came onto the scene in 2017, late into the debate. Flat Earth was long after Flat Earth started. This guy showed up, and his first video got 227,000 views. His third video,
that's pretty good for a first video, right?
Yeah, his first video, and it sucks. I mean, go ahead if you want to take the time and go to oldest video on his tab, everyone tuning in. His third video was about Mac, and then really what he's done is he's been the glurfer that drew attention to the flat earthers that are working as a controlled opposition against the globe. So the people that are shilling, like the single pressurized pizza domers and people that are just obviously pushing the psyop map, the psyop, he just constantly covers them. You do a search on his channel for Awake Souls, you're not going to find anything on SciManDan. The Sci actually stands for psyop, psyops Mandan, and he's not a scientist. He's not like a degreed up, all these like and neither was, what's that other guy, Professor Dave? He's not a professor. These guys are, he was clearly picked on, he was mocked, he was beat up most of his life, he was made fun of, and he saw an opportunity to get paid really well to make videos promoting the globe. And that's where
YouTube influencer is his official title, right?
Yeah, and he's like verified. So he literally is on Team YouTube. He instantly got, millions of views. I think he's got almost 400 million views. He's got almost as many views as like Starlink channel. It's crazy when you see the views on his channel. He's horrible. He's really hard to watch. His energy is just really bad. You pointed it out. You could see the clock in his videos. He's only a one sentence cut editor too. He doesn't even have the intelligence to string together very long clips from videos. So, set us up. What's going on with this video? Why are we here tonight? Let everybody know more.
Well, I mean, it was the type of video that I could have easily just scrolled past and never clicked on, but we decided to check it out. And so he starts unboxing this telescope, and we understand astro photography quite well. We know what's involved in it. We know where the P1000 stacks up against telescopes. We understand the specs of cameras and how light works, and how there's a thing called angular resolution, and it's all based on the diameter of whatever lens you're viewing things through. And things just were not adding up. And I mean, as soon as he started showing this telescope, and I already was just immediately, I want one of these things to tear apart, because I wanted to see whether or not, when you look through the eyepiece, you actually see into the telescope and see the view of the telescope. And come to find out, after doing a little research, we don't even need to tear apart the telescope. They tell you right on the website in the specs regarding this instrument. So we're going to be going through the details, pointing out just how absurd it is to think that these images are truly being taken as this thing is a telescope, instead of it being a smart tool or an augmented reality device where it's filling in the pixels from databases, and that's how it's producing the images that it is, right?
So you've given it all away. Okay. So what happened is there was this video that SciManDan. So we follow all the glurfs, right? We watch their videos. We want to be informed. We want to learn what they're teaching. And SciManDan's recent video that was yesterday was him unboxing and opening this new telescope. And we were like, oh wow. I was like, I want one. This looks really cool. You set it up, it self moves. It aims all on its own. It focuses everything for you. And this looks like a really interesting telescope. And I guessed, yeah, it'd probably be $4,000. And I was spot on the money. There it was. And when the magic happens, you can see that it's augmented reality. It's like what they do is they locate you and then they point you to the sky, and they'll take a long exposure picture of what the telescope can see. It does have some telescope parts in it, but what they do is they use CGI. They color, they add like quote unquote Hubble CGI. So they have a database of all the different pictures of the sky, right? They've photographed and they've come up with all these computer generated graphics for these amazing clusters and galaxies and stars, and they call them planets. We call them wandering stars. And so they're able to stitch together photographs while you wait. The telescope loads it from a database online on a computer somewhere, and they put it into the eyepiece for you to see that's an optical. It's an OLED screen that you look into an eyepiece, and you can actually see it's a screen. You're not actually seeing through a telescope. You're seeing a digital screen. And it's crazy, the cognitive dissonance. And it's all glurfers under the channel saying, oh, flat earthers are going to say this is fake. And I mean, they themselves should be calling it out. They themselves should be exposing that this is a joke. I mean, it's pretty funny content. I think it's hilarious.
Oh yeah, the technology is amazing. Clouds in the way, no worries. It can see through the clouds. Too much light pollution, no worries. It can just eliminate the light pollution. Mountain in the way, don't worry about it. You can see the galaxy clusters behind the mountain, no problem. I mean, that's some technology for you right there, right?
That's it. That's the way that it goes, everybody. Because you remember when they had that somebody in the chat, shout out to Yahawashai's son, Brian Cash. We got the moderator of all moderators, YD. We got Adam, a few other people, Tristan, Allison M. Thank you all for showing up tonight. Please give a like, share the video with anybody that might be looking for information. Let us know, what was that? People went around with their cell phones and they were trying to like locate things. It was some game. Pokemon. I think that's it. But you beat the people in the chat, you get the prize. So there was the Pokemon, and then in China, they've got a bunch of different things where they'll show you like these amazing things circling around buildings, and it's augmented reality. We can't see these things with our eyes, but when they've linked it with our digital phones and with everything, Mark Zuckerberg has the glasses. You can then have anything augmented into your reality. NASA uses it quite a bit, right? So now they've created an augmented telescope and binoculars. And the crazy thing is they're actually using this to create some fake scientific group of people that think they're doing scientific research. The level of indoctrination, cult-like mentality, Tavistock mind control program, it runs super, super deep with this one.
Yeah, it's connected to SETI. That's the organization SETI. They're supposedly looking for alien life, right? So I mean, the types of people that are looking for alien life, they need to have a telescope. So why not give one to them that's really simple, that just shows you CGI, so that you can support whatever reality you want, right? You don't need to actually film what's taking place in the real sky. You can just download from database images. I
Yeah,
mean,
absolutely. I just had to turn down. There's a touch up my appearance. I had to take that off. I mean, with the Rise and Grind podcast I do, it's straight through my phone. Jason, we don't want to augment. We want our true selves to be shown here on the podcast. I take all that stuff off. My wrinkles, I earned them. I earned the gray hairs, you know. Uh, we don't want to use fake telescopes. If the sky is the stars are not that brilliant, let it be so. Let us see the truth. And you know, again, Jason, it just shocks me that the smartest people in the world, SciManDan's followers, are absolutely being psyoped. This is really good. Do you want to get into some of the content? I'm looking forward to this.
yeah, whenever you oversimplify something, something is being lost. And let me get us over to here.
Yeah, absolutely. When you oversimplify things, like the effort that it takes to learn how to map out the sky, to aim a telescope, it takes a lot of, it's very hard. It is very hard. This thing, you just plug it in and it just it locates. You guys, you got to see this. This is some
Yeah,
fun
so when you're
stuff.
doing it for real, you actually have to be to keep like a star or something like that, the sun in the center of the frame. You have to be moving it quite a bit. Once you've zoomed in, you have to be tracking it. It goes out of frame extremely quickly, and so that actually shows you the motion of the luminary. You're on a tripod, you're on a fixed stationary Earth, and you feel actually how fast you have to track in order to keep up with that luminary that you're tracking. And when you have this motorized base that does it all for you, you lose all that, right? So this is SciManDan. Why the
Hello
CGI?
everyone and welcome along to another Saturday session. I hope you're all well. I'm using a slightly different camera for today's video because I've got a bit more to show you, so it's a slightly different view to my studio than normal. Please ignore the broken tile down there.
Pause it. Why couldn't he glue it back on the wall before the video? Like, is it hard to get some two-sided tape? Is that hard? You could even take duct tape and just make a loop and then stick it to the wall. He could have Jimmy rigged it on there. I mean, or is
what kind of Tavistock mind control is this? Because then this is what 90% of the people in the chat will be most concerned with. Yeah, the first thing I saw was the tile.
Yeah. So you think it's this is part of the script to have the stupid sound tile off the wall, and I don't even think that that's even enough to even dampen the sound. It's like fake sound tiles.
Let's point out a few things here. He's got his, you know, his space station sitting over here on the shelf.
Toys, little kids' toys.
Yeah. And he's got the clock from behind the curve with the 15 degrees per hour up here on the wall. And this actually makes it really easy to see how many times this guy has to cut. You can only read one sentence at a time.
Yeah. You're not done looking at investigating. So there's his icon and his logo. It's like with the hat on. Yeah, that
like an atom.
Yeah, like an atom, which doesn't exist, everybody. Atoms are fake. Look at the tattoo on his arm that he's showing off. Who would get that symbol? And not only that, but like,
talk about missing tiles. The space shuttle had missing tiles, right?
But what do you think the shape and symbolism of the shuttle actually goes back to? Would it be a phallic symbol, like a Egyptian rainbow people type symbolism, right? I can't say it too much. I'll end up getting the stream taken down. But if you look closely at it, there's some odd stuff taking place here.
But today is an exciting one because I've got my...
Is it sped up?
See, has he got some sort of a shout out to Newton?
who was extremely, you know what kind of way he hated women, and he was a counterfeiter of gold. He was like a very deceptive, twisted man.
My hands on something right here that could completely change the way we think about stargazing. This is the Odyssey Pro Smart Telescope from Unistellar. Now, I haven't opened this yet, so what you're about to see is my first genuine unboxing of this item, as well as first time using it. We'll take a little look what's inside the box. I'll explain a bit about how this telescope works, and then we'll head outside tonight and see what this thing can do under the stars. Now, I know my way around a telescope. I have had telescopes in the past. I love telescopes, but I'm really excited to see what this thing can do. Let's get into it. Okay, so there's a little sign here telling me to open the box.
Which direction to open the box?
Flat and not on its side.
Flat like the Earth.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Oh, wow.
Look at this.
It's got
incredible.
New telescope smell.
Yeah.
But that is a wonderful looking piece of kit. It really is.
Piece of kit.
Let's get out the tripod first. I mean, that feels like a really solid thing. That's not going anywhere, is it? It's not that heavy.
Not that heavy.
Look at that.
That's not a good thing.
Oh, it's got that.
It's a piece of plastic. Now, anybody that knows about real photography knows that glass is heavy, right? So big lenses, glass is heavy. It means that there's no big lenses in here.
New product smell. Oh, it's lovely. Wow, that is a lovely looking
getting
piece
excited
of kit.
over this smell.
So let's connect it to the tripod.
It's got to connect.
Boom, done.
Okay, that was super simple to do. Look at that. That is quite simply gorgeous. It feels like there's nothing to it, but I know I'm going to see some fantastic images with this telescope. See the primary mirror in there. Lovely. Absolutely lovely. Okay.
Primary mirror.
So he mentioned an important fact, primary mirror. So a telescope has lenses, all right? You want your light going through the lenses, and then you want it going straight into a camera to record those images. This has got a mirror, and you'll be shocked to find where the sensor is on this telescope. We'll get to it.
Okay. And what else have we got in here? Let's have a quick look what else we've got in here. So we have got, okay, so we've got our instructions, which is great. We've got our charging lead,
plug,
which is great. We want the British plug. And there's also some tripod tools as well, so that's really useful. Okay, good stuff. So we want our quick start guide, so let's have a look at that. There's a quick start guide, and there's also product specification book as well there. So first thing, pop the tripod down, connect it to the tripod, great. And then it's telling us to charge. So we're going to charge. So what I'll do is once I've done the intro, we'll charge it up ready for tonight. But the important thing is we need the app. So I'm going to go ahead and download the app right now.
You should have done it with a tablet.
Okay, I know you're itching for me to get this outside and put it through its paces. So let's go and do that, shall we? Oh, can't wait. Okay, we're now outside, but before we get into anything, let me explain a little bit about what makes the Odyssey Pro different to a normal telescope. Unistellar has been reinventing the telescope since 2015, and this is the result, a fully smart, connected telescope that combines cutting-edge technology with...
Well, it's outside at night. You got to be respectful of the neighbors.
But why? Right? There's so much light. Anybody that's done any type of photography of the night sky knows that you want it to be as dark as possible. You want it pitch black. A lot of photographers will have like a tent that they set up around themselves, and the only thing that sticks out of the tent is the lens.
With genuine ease of use. Now, once I power this on, you'll see it perform something called autonomous field detection. This means it will scan the stars overhead, figure out exactly where it is, and then using the app on my phone, I can pick out exactly what I want to look at. Moons or planets or galaxies or even distant nebulae. And the telescope will then move itself automatically.
Distant nebulae.
But you'll look at planets, Jason?
No, he's not going to look at planets. You're
giving it a
date. He selected a date where none were available. He
wonder why he did that.
We'll show.
Automatically to the target. That's the plan anyway. So we just turn it on, like so.
Look at that power button.
Oh, look at those lights.
Then it should
nice.
do the autonomous field detection. And I can hear it doing that now.
Sounds high tech.
Now I'm going to log onto the app and I'm going to connect the telescope. And there we go. We just click the telescope, let it set up a connection. Join. Okay, so I'm happy that we're in a suburb. I'm going to set this to about there, because the roof of my house is just below there, so we can't really go any lower than that.
Hit the roof.
It's about there. Okay. Perfect.
Well, it's sort of going to give the gig away if it's pointing straight at the house and you can still see whatever it's saying it's looking at, right?
Yeah, he's got to be careful.
Perfect. Right, let's see what we can see. Right, okay then. I think we'll start with the Ring Nebula. Always worth having a look at the Ring Nebula.
See, that doesn't have any rainbow connotations to it.
It's the best nebula to start with.
The ring,
it's just so easy.
The donut ring.
See that?
And there
See
it
how
is.
easy?
Okay, so we're going to let that start collecting light. Yes, we'll let that start collecting light whilst I'll tell you a little bit about how this telescope actually works. So instead of the Odyssey Pro giving us a single basic image, it uses real-time image stacking. It captures multiple exposures and then layers them all together. That's exactly
real time. So real cameras actually have to take long exposures in order to get objects brighter. And this one doesn't have to do long exposure. It just does real live tracking, like video, right?
10 snapshots and then layers them to give you a full picture.
Well, what's the problem with the snapshot?
The stars are moving.
Yeah. So, and then if you have long exposure, it can't be real time, right? I mean, it's the absurdity begins now.
Yeah.
exactly what it's doing now. And it's doing it in real time. Now this brings out more detail, reduces noise, and increases brightness over time. And we can actually see the image sharpening over time, both on the phone, which we absolutely can, and through the OLED eyepiece, which I'm going to show you in a minute, Now this eyepiece was actually co-developed by Nikon. I know. And it's designed to give you an immersive, authentic stargazing experience, recreating the depth and richness of naked eye viewing, but with the added magic of the digital enhancement. Now I've clicked the Vivid Vision button there, which is supposed to help with the process. Now what that does is it cuts through all the light pollution and it amplifies what would normally be a faint object.
Remember, he set this up for suburb, right? He's in the middle of a suburb with light everywhere.
He's cutting it out.
Cutting it out.
And it's looking amazing. It really is. I can't quite believe that we're looking at the Ring Nebula.
No, us either.
So I'm going to give that a few more minutes for it to come out as best as it can. Should I look through the eyepiece? And there we go. That is the view through the eyepiece. Look, there's the eyepiece. Look at this. That is absolutely incredible. That is what you can actually see through the eyepiece. The Ring Nebula. Look.
When you all find out what looking through the eyepiece is doing, you're going to realize just how ridiculous that is.
Dan. Come on, Jace.
Looking beautiful. Wow. Okay, so we'll go back to the app now. We've been going for 3 minutes now, and it really is starting to come through. So what this telescope does is it uses mirror-based optics to gather more light.
Mirror-based optics, not lenses.
Mirrors. That's how it gathers more light, by reflecting the light more.
Just bounces the light around like you're in a funhouse.
Including in the near-infrared range, and that can reveal details that are often missed by traditional lens-based telescopes. And it's powered by Vivid Vision technology. Remember that?
You don't want to have lens no more. Now it's telescopes or mirrors.
That little button I pressed a minute ago. It cuts through the light pollution, amplifies faint celestial objects, which the Ring Nebula certainly is, and brings out vivid, true-to-life colours. And it just looks incredible.
Wow.
Honestly,
hang on.
I just can't believe how simple.
I want everybody to understand, okay? So to get large fields of stars, you need to have a really, really large aperture, right? To get the Ring Nebula, you need a small aperture telescope. This thing is like neither of those. Yet He's able to do it all in one. It's just amazing at how he's acting so duped, right? Like he's acting like, oh, this is like the greatest thing since he was born.
Simple this was.
So simple. That's the selling
literally
point.
figures
Simple.
out where it is. You press a
You
button.
don't have to know anything.
You're at the Ring Nebula. You leave it to stack the images for 5 minutes or so, and you just get a wonderful image. I don't think the Vivid Vision button worked. I have pressed it now, and it has made an unbelievable difference. Oh my word, that is quite simply gorgeous. And the stars. This is next level. This is next level. So we've got 5 minutes now. So let's take a photo of this and save it.
Does anybody want to check and see how far away they say the Ring Nebula is?
I am beyond impressed at that. Okay, let's have a look at something else. Right, let's try the Hercules globular cluster M13.
Pause it.
I think that's going to be a great.
So it's 2,283 light years away. When I go miles, how many miles is that? I don't know what the conversion is to miles. How many miles are in a light year? Let's see if I can get. Now it just wants to give me the 2,283 light years. So a light year is what it takes 1,000. Or let me do the search on that.
186,000 miles per second, they say. And you have to convert that into the amount of time in a day, then the amount of time in a year. That's a lot of miles.
A light year is a unit of distance, not time. It represents the distance the light travels in 1 year, which is approximately 5.88 trillion miles or 9.461 trillion kilometers. Therefore, comparing light year to light year is essentially asking about the distance of a light year compared to itself. It's just such nonsense. So we're saying he is acting like he took a picture of something that was trillions and trillions and trillions of miles away.
2,000 light years.
And he just grabbed this camera and put it up there. So the flat earthers that were fake that came out and said, we can see too far. No. It's these clowns. It's these guys who are fooled. They're thinking they can see too far. Whatever he's zooming in on, the faint, if there is a ring nebula there, if you're able to pull out some gray circular type light in the sky, which I haven't been able to film myself and verify, it's only between 10 and 20 miles away from the observer. Period.
Yeah, just like the moon, the sun,
very
the rest
closer.
of the so-called planets, the wandering stars.
Great thing to look at. Let's have a look at that. Apparently it's the brightest cluster in the northern hemisphere with around 300,000 stars. I love this about it. So whilst it's slewing, it gives you little facts. 22,000 light years from Earth, 300,000 stars in one cluster.
Is that what they call downloading the image?
And what's incredible is I can already see it on the screen. I can see cloud as well in the way. There is cloud moving across, but I can already see it.
What?
Let's start our observation and leave it running and see what we can see. It already looks fantastic. Now, whilst that image is being stacked by the telescope and being processed, I'm going to tell you about my favourite thing about the Odyssey Pro. And honestly, it's something that drew me in straight away. And it's that they're not just for passive observation, these telescopes. They're also a gateway into citizen science. Through their partnership with NASA and the SETI Institute, Unistellar owners can...
Yeah, you can be a part of a science team if you have one of these. You can study rocks in space.
Can actually participate in real science missions, tracking asteroids, observing exoplanets, even contributing to planetary defense projects. In fact, over 30 Unistellar...
This is the beginning of Bluebeam, everybody. This is it. You're finally getting it. They're augmenting reality with these devices. This is the first big rollout, and they are going to be CGIing in objects into these devices, and they're going to have hundreds of thousands of quote unquote witnesses to these events, trying to give them validity, right? When in actuality, it's just Pokemon in the sky.
Exactly.
Users have co-authored scientific papers, including on NASA's DART asteroid mission. So when you use this telescope, you're not just looking at stuff, you can actually help advance real space science from your own garden. They've built a global community of over 25,000 amateur astronomers who all share their observations and discoveries. I'll leave a link in the description for that for you to check out. That
so the
Citizen
Planetary
Science program.
Defense Systems YD, that's regarding quote unquote asteroids, which the last asteroid that they say hit the Earth was like 650 million years ago, when the Earth is provably less than 7,000 years old, right?
The one that took out the dinosaurs.
The oldest tree that we can measure, Methuselah, is roughly 4,500 years old. That's the oldest tree that they can count the rings on, or however they do it, right?
At your leisure. I mean, what could be better than that? Actually doing real science in your own back garden with your own telescope. Love it. Okay, let's get back to our M13.
Again, everybody, to get the highest level of photography, you have to be as far away from your backyard. You can't be in any cities. You can't be in any, this thing has like a city, suburb, or country setting. He's got it on suburb setting. I mean, it doesn't matter. You cannot see these objects like this.
Well, there's the see through the clouds setting.
Yeah, well, we're going to have that. That's coming. I'm just letting, I really want people to understand that. Go out and try to film anything. You can film the sun through clouds a little bit, wispy clouds. You can sort of film the sun through, but you cannot film clusters, the M13 Hercules globular cluster. You can't.
The most faint stars that you can't see with your eye.
It's like, this is just the most absurd possible thing. And, you know, when we get through this and we go through the comment section, so these are the globetard glurfers. They're the quote unquote smartest people in the reality. They're the most duped. I'll take a single pole pressurized pizza domer on my team into a debate over these guys.
Yeah. Anybody that's going to buy that this isn't just a CGI toy.
Cluster. It's had over 2 minutes already, and it is looking great already. I'm going to press the Vivid Vision button now, and we'll give it some more time to process, because honestly, it's already looking incredible. Like, I can't see that at all up there. There's no chance I can see that with my naked eye. And this telescope with the app, it just opens up the entire night sky. It really is incredible. It's looking fantastic. I mean, look at that. Okay, we're going to give it more time. Let's see what it looks like in a few more minutes. Okay, we're now at 4 minutes. It's looking incredible. I'm going to have a quick look through the OLED eyepiece.
Telescope move.
It's even better through the eyepiece. It really is unbelievable.
You can see better through the eyepiece.
Through the eyepiece, yeah. Because you got to close one eye, stick one eye up, so you get monovision, right? You lose depth perception because now you just have monovision. You have a telescope, which is monovision. Now you're down to a...
Oh, you're not going to believe this.
What?
This, oh no, Messier, I thought it was M13 cluster, not... Is Messier the M13 cluster? It's saying it's 22,188 years away. Oh, these guys cracked
Just a few more seconds.
It's honestly, it's an unbelievable piece of kit. Okay, I think I'm going to grab a photo of that one.
There it is, huh?
Look at that.
Wow.
Got rid of all the light pollution.
Yeah,
and now this one will be for the flat earthers, this next one. Let's look at a
Here we go.
Or the flat
star
earthers.
and get a properly focused picture of a star. Unfortunately, there's no planets out tonight where I am, so we can't do any planets.
No planets.
Let's look at Vega.
Wonder why.
The would
Look
be
at Vega, huh?
next North Star. Let's check out Vega. And we can show the flat earthers
into the next
just how to take a proper focused photo of a
Soon
star.
Polaris won't be the
So
North
we can
Star,
see
right?
Vega with the naked eye. It is one of the brightest stars in the summer sky, but I'll be interested to see what it looks like through here. And there we go. You can see the cloud.
You can't see it in the winter.
Sort of crossing the screen there, but that doesn't matter. We're going to start the observation, and already you can see.
Already.
Oh my word! Look at that.
Oh my!
What a photo! I mean, it's been going 8 seconds, and it's already incredible.
8 seconds. That's how long you write a
focused picture of a star. Incredible. Okay, we'll leave that for a few minutes and see what sort of image we can get. Okay, it's been going for a few minutes now. That is one of the most gorgeous images of a star I have ever...
Isn't that gorgeous?
Wow. I mean, the crosshairs, the way that it's like all the other stars.
I just got to point out the most obvious thing in the room here, everybody. They're all stars.
They all look like that.
They're all stars. So every single one of these should look like that if that's what it really looks like.
He's able to select each one and zoom in on them respectively, right?
Yeah, so this crosshair moves over to here, and then that one,
boom, it'll be like that.
Looks like that, and everything else, no. So it can zoom in based on the amount of light years away it is to get this perfect refraction pattern that they got, right? And they say it's actually because of the crosshairs of the telescope, which is where they put their sensor. Remember, they said it's a mirror. They put the sensor out at the very end.
Ever seen? Oh, I love this telescope, and it's just effortless. It really is effortless. So there you go,
These
flat
are all
earthers.
stars.
That is
They should all look like
a
that.
focused star. That's how you do it. Okay, we'll do one more.
That's how you do it.
And I think we're going to go with M27, the dumbbell nebula. Let's go there.
Dumbbell.
Should be a good finish. I mean, the incredible thing about this telescope is I've been sat here now for what, half an hour, 25 minutes, half an hour. I've seen 3 amazing objects.
This one's
taken
1,200
photos
light
of
years
those
away, the
objects.
dumbbell nebula.
Something would have taken me all night using a traditional telescope and astrophotography setup. It really is an absolute game changer, this telescope. Okay, the Dumbbell Nebula was the first planetary nebula to be discovered, M27. You can still see a bit of cloud dotting around, but it genuinely doesn't really affect the scope. It can deal with it. Okay, we're in position. Let's start the observation.
Don't matter.
I don't know if you know, but I don't know if you can see.
Sees right through
but
the
within
clouds.
the first few seconds, we can barely see it. So let's see what happens when we leave this for a good 5 or 6 minutes and see how much of the nebula we can see.
So he's seeing
once it's back some images.
12,000 light years through clouds.
Okay, that is almost 6 minutes. I'm going to take a photo now.
Through clouds.
He's just going to take a screenshot of that.
The best astrophotography photo I've ever taken.
Wow.
And I did it with a telescope that can find where it is on Earth and know exactly what part of the sky it's looking at, and an app on my phone. I'm blown away by this thing. Easily the best photo I've ever taken, the best of the night. Look at the stars. Honestly, incredible. Absolutely incredible.
I'm blown away that he's backing that this is real.
Look at this. Wow.
How many light years is this one?
12,000.
Right, I need to get on in because I am freezing. So I guess back to me probably in the morning, where I'll give my final thoughts on this fantastic telescope. No. Okay, it's the next day after last night. I've had some time to think about this.
So pause it.
I'm going to give my verdict.
Everybody was complaining. So now he's got like the telescope's microphone working. He sounds, it's not the right mic. Was he using his camera mic? He couldn't even reshoot the clip. Listen to the way that he sounds now.
On the Odyssey Pro from Unistellar. And to put it frankly, it is a game changer. The stuff I was able to do
sort of Star Wars type voice
was done within 40 minutes, 35, 40 minutes.
Beta.
That would have taken me considerably longer doing the traditional method of taking photos of the night sky. I am honestly blown away by this piece of kit. It's incredible. Let's talk about the scope itself first. I mean, the build quality is fantastic. The tripod is really sturdy, really steady. It was 2 screws to put it together.
It was just
plastic. So simple, anyone can do it. The eyepiece, the OLED eyepiece, is the absolute jewel in the crown of this telescope.
The OLED eyepiece.
What? He just gave it away. That means
he gave it away.
You can see everything happening in real time through the eyepiece, not just on your phone. And I honestly cannot wait to get it outside and show the kids. They're going to love it. I've been trying to think of a way to sign off with this telescope and give it its final verdict. And it's more than just a gadget. It's
more.
Honestly, a view to the universe, and it's made it more accessible than ever before. And for me, that's something that makes me really happy. I love amateur
really
astronomy.
happy.
It's something I do in my spare time. And this makes it so much easier. You don't need to be an expert.
Easy.
You don't need to look up on anything before. You literally just put this together, charge it, put it outside, give it a minute to find out where it is, and you have the universe at your fingertips. It's a fantastic telescope. I, for one, will be using it a lot. And I'll tell you now, I can make a lot of videos with this on some fantastic topics, hopefully busting flat Earth wide open. And I'll be doing that very, very soon. A big thank you again to Unistellar for sending this to me. If you want to get your hands on one of these fantastic telescopes, I've got an exclusive discount just for you. And that's available for all.
All right. So
Wow.
he is selling these. He's taking advantage of his audience. There's no supposed flat earthers. They're going to buy a CGI, download your nebula picture toy, right? $4,000 for something like this.
Yeah, but you could become a part of SETI and look for aliens and asteroids, protect the planet.
Planetary defense.
Should we do a song break, or do you want to keep going?
Let's do a song break, and then we'll come back and we'll go through their website and point out from the specs the obvious as far as how stupid this device is. Stupid. We are back at
We are
Unistellar. We
back.
went to their website.
Let's go.
And so if you go to their website, we'll take a look at these binoculars too. But here they're selling what we saw SciManDan promoting. And it looks like he got maybe the cheapest one that they sell.
Yeah, they sent
So-
it to him, right, for free.
Yeah, he had the Odyssey Pro Observe via eyepiece and mobile here, and then you can get the Odyssey mobile only, so you don't get the
So
the eyepiece.
he's got the upgraded with the eyepiece. It's probably an extra $1,000.
Probably, and then you've got the expert range.
Oh.
So he didn't go expert. He's got like the junior level. Now with the expert range, you also have one with an eyepiece and one without an eyepiece as well. So if we take a look at these tech specs here, let's go ahead and get a little bit closer. The important information is focal length. We've been saying focal length matters for a really long time now. And the Odyssey range, both of these, the one with the eyepiece and the one that's mobile only, have a 320 millimeter focal length. Sounds impressive, right? Not when you compare it to a P1000.
Yeah,
right? Because a P1000 has a 3,000 millimeter focal length.
way better. You should be able to zoom in times 320 X.
Yeah, that's 320 is just 11% of the
Wow.
P1000, just 11%. Now, if you go up to the expert range, you get a focal length of 450
Oh,
millimeters, which I think bumps you up to like 15% of the 3,000 millimeter focal length that the P1000 has. So I got to just point out focal length matters. Let's take a look at this. We've got a video here where we have somebody comparing different focal lengths. And so he begins by showing a 16 millimeter focal length. And he's explaining how this is a wide angle view right here. All right, so
Even called
keep going.
ultra-wide-angle lenses. Let's now quickly dash through some popular focal lengths. Next is 21 millimeter.
so this is a
focal
little
lengths. I'm sorry.
bit focal lengths, right? 21 millimeters. So all of a sudden, boom, it looks a little bit more zoomed in, but the truth is we're still in the ultra wide angle lens category. All right, this is ultra wide.
And 24 millimeter. 24 is still considered an ultra-wide-angle lens. 28 millimeter and 35 millimeter are wide-angle lenses. Next is a 50 millimeter lens.
All right, so we've been pointing out that 50 millimeters is like the equivalent to human eyesight. So
Human
if you were
eyesight.
the person out here taking the picture, this is what it would look like to your eyes.
Mm.
So the other less millimeter focal length, it looked wider. This is what your eyes would be seeing. And so once we go beyond this, we're going to be going into zooming.
Which is usually very affordable. Almost all manufacturers have a 50mm 1.8 prime lens. More info on that soon. Lenses in this focal length range are so-called normal lenses because the images tend to represent the human eye best. Then we have 70mm. This focal length is very popular in high-quality zoom lenses like the 24 to 70mm or 70 to 200mm. The next one is 85mm. From here upwards, lenses are called telephoto lenses.
Telephoto.
85mm and the following 135mm are very popular portrait lenses. Stay tuned, in our next video we will cover how the use of different lenses affects your portraits. Now we continue with 200mm.
Oh,
400mm, which is often used for
whoa.
sports
Now we've gone
photography or
beyond
wildlife.
SciManDan's telescope. right?
We're already beyond the telescope, right?
Come on, people, wake up. He's telling you that he was seeing 22,000 light years away.
Yeah, with a 320 millimeter focal length.
Come on,
Right.
people.
We,
Come on.
we went beyond that. This is a 400 millimeter.
So
this is just a regular camera lens.
So what they're proving, really, if you're able to get it in focus, if it wasn't augmented CGI database stacked photographs, they'd be showing at just really how local the objects in the night sky really are to us.
Very, very, very local. If we go back here to the website, now it has another measurement here, mirror diameter. So this is basically going to be your aperture. They're saying 85 millimeters, which is a little bit more than the P1000. And this one they're saying has mirror diameter of 114 millimeters, which is a little bit more. So
hang on.
I mean, we've always said that the downside to the P1000 is that it could have a larger aperture, right?
So
that would be great.
Is there a cap? Is there a cap on the one on the right?
No, this is what actually holds the sensor. So
what?
We'll be getting, because there's a mirror in the back, they put the sensor right here, and that is the sensor for this whole telescope.
Hold on a second. Something's not adding up here. That's like just a little bit larger than the camera phone sensor.
Yeah.
So how could anything behind that be seeing through that crosshair?
Yeah. Well, it uses the downloaded images to fill in those blanks, right?
So it's literally just a camera phone camera on top of this large piece of plastic that they've weighted to make you think it's a telescope.
Yeah, there's a mirror in the back of this, and then the sensor is mounted up here in the crosshair.
That's what picks up the clouds that it can see through.
Yeah, and then the eyepiece here for being able to view it live, right?
Yeah, you mean live on a digital screen.
Yeah, let's get into some of the technology that they say that they have here. And so this is their like press release of how much more amazing their telescope is.
Oh, this is a telescope.
So this is an ordinary standard telescope, and then
wow, jeez,
that was it.
The difference there was that's
amazing.
Not even close.
They really sold it with that long video too. So vivid vision technology, this is new. In just 2 minutes, unistellar smart telescopes can reveal the colorful nuances of 300,000 stars in the Hercules cluster, bring to life the richly hued gas clouds of the Trifid Nebula, showcasing their true chemical composition.
Oh, now we know exactly what they're made of.
Exactly. Just wait 2 minutes for it to download.
It'll tell you what material it is now by the color. No, that's made of that's gold. The other one there, no, that star is made of platinum.
So before, after.
You
see?
So before the before one. If you're out and you have a really, really nice like $30,000 telescope and you're in pitch black, you can get the before one sort of look like that. That's a more realistic image. The after one is what resembles like NASA's Lucifer telescope technology, where they've got it all in a computer database, like the one we're scrolling to below here.
So they just make up the colors that they think are the most pretty, and they're going to get the most amount of wows with. And they have the technology to just, you press the button and look at, woo, that was cool.
Just for $4,000.
Optical digital hybrid. So this is the technical aspect of how it's more of a augmented reality. All right. So optical digital hybrid. This is just word salad.
Where's the chip?
So it says live image processing capability of an onboard computer.
Highly sensitive digital sensor. That's
amplifying light signal from celestial bodies in real time. In real time, I just got to say it again. In order to make these really faint, hard to see stars visible, you have to do long exposure. And when you do long exposure, you're either going to get star trails, or if you have a perfect equatorial mount, you will get it to be able to brighten up, but that has to be a long exposure, which eliminates the possibility of this being done in real time, because you literally have to do long exposure. You wait, then it processes that, and then you get that one image. Now you can stack those, right? And you could, with CGI, you could, by stacking those images and reducing the edges, you could make something brighter and stand out more. But that's all post-processing work that's done after a long exposure, so it can't be real time. It's just an absurdity.
Yeah, they import the images into programs like Lightroom, and they're able to adjust exposure settings, and then within that type of a system, you'll get a gradient or a spectrum of colors, and then you drag your cursor around and you're able to make it purple or pink, and you can accentuate anything in these editing programs. And then they've done that. They've created a sky database, so whenever the telescope is looking at that cluster or galaxy or that area of the sky, they stitch in the actual CGI that they've created.
Yeah, this dark sky technology, this is where they're saying that they're able to reduce the light pollution.
Deep dark.
So, I mean, the only way you can do that is to already know what the image you want to be, and then you filter out the light pollution that's in the background. Because if you have light pollution, the telescope's not going to see the star, right?
Yeah, it's just, even in very bright urban areas, the deep dark technology, swift denoising algorithm purifies the telescope's image on the spot. Oh, get out of here.
Even the faintest celestial objects appear with impressive clarity. The Ring Nebula reveals its vivid blue and red hues, while the Cigar Galaxy appears 11.4 million light years away, showcasing the picturesque shape and details which give it its name.
And flat earthers say they can see too far, huh? Who's doing the lying?
So they can get rid of light pollution, and at the same time they can get rid of clouds, they say. Just see right through them.
Through your house, right?
Now this one is the funniest one, in my opinion. This eyepiece. This is what cracks me up. Yeah, Nikon eyepiece technology. I mean, it sounds creditable when you get the Nikon name attached, right?
Flat earther's favorite camera. We've got two of them.
So the precision optical assembly enables the image to be projected to infinity. That means it's got this little screw on the side where you can, anybody that's ever used binoculars before, where you can adjust you turn it a little bit. Oh, now it's in focus. All right, so providing optimal visual comfort as well as the palpable sensation of being immersed in space. A diopter adjustment wheel. You have to adjust the eyepiece to fit your vision. Clear image with deep blacks and vibrant colors, highlighting every detail of the observation.
Wow.
So the Nikon eyepiece technology alone accomplishes several feats to improve observation quality. Its carefully chosen lenses assembly project the image transmitted by the OLED micro display to infinity. So when you look through this little eyepiece right here, you're looking into a screen.
It's a screen.
Right? So anybody that's got like a digital SLR camera that has the eyepiece that you put up to it, You know how when you put your eye in there, you're looking at a screen? You're looking at a screen here, everybody. You're not looking through the telescope. So either you look at it mobile on a tablet or on your phone or something like that, or you put your eye up to this and you're looking into a tiny little screen. That's it. It's a joke.
Right.
Why wouldn't you watch it on the tablet or project it to a big screen,
a
right?
TV, like a projector, something like the whole side of your house.
No, this is just looking at.
It's a fake eyepiece, people. So
it is a fake eyepiece.
What else do we want to go through
So
here?
the smart star finder, that's cool, right? Motorized mount, just
I like
turns
that.
around and dial it in.
I'd love to have that for the P1000.
I gotta show you the multi-depth technology. This is unbelievable.
Multi-depth.
Absolutely unbelievable. So typically, to observe the solar system where the planets are bright, small, and close to Earth, you need a long telescope, also known as a long focal length. We were talking about P1000's got a 3,000 millimeter focal length, whereas these have a 320 and a 450. And to observe the rest of the universe where the objects are far away, spread out, and have low perceived, it says rightness. This should be brightness. I mean, this is supposed to be like perceived rightness from Earth.
Right ascension. It's also a term that they use as well. Let's keep going.
You need a shorter telescope, also known as a short focal length. No, it's a wide angle lens.
Yes.
And that's ridiculous. This means that the traditional telescopes are generally restricted to a single type of observation. So it's either going to be close or far, making it necessary to switch instruments based on what you want to observe. With multi-depth technology, Unistellar's research teams have solved this dilemma. No need to make adjustments. Everything happens automatically for seamless observation.
Wow.
How does it work? All right. Live analysis of the light signal. And then
the chip.
Deep sky binning leverages a technology found in smart cameras, for example, in which 4 neighboring pixels are grouped together to form a single larger picture. So that's just video compression is all that is. And the image processing experts at Unistellar have adapted binning for use in astronomical observation. So it's gibberish. Would you like to see cloudy, colorful nebulas, the wonderful shape of details and galaxies? Sounds impossible, but that's exactly what Unistellar Technologies offers. So
wow,
you can just go from close to far, but when you look at the close ones, it's really bad.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that. There's a few more links, right?
Yeah,
but given the recent rise,
so this guy went through and rated it. And on galaxies, he gave it a 5 out of 10. Nebula, 5 out of 10. Stars.
Big one.
We saw what the stars look like. It's just that bright.
We missed it.
Yeah. What we want to cover
before clusters. There it is. Nope, that's supposedly the wandering star Jupiter. It was before clusters. He's going through in order, his chart. Nebulas, then stars. So it's in the beginning.
So
there's a star.
Yeah, here's the star.
That's what that's what SciManDan had, right? Wow.
Yeah. Isn't that exceptional?
Yeah, I mean, let's give it a 10 out of 10. Heck, 11 out of 10.
Where's the nebulas?
Yeah, he loved the nebula. No, he didn't love the nebulas. That was Dan.
Yeah, he said the nebula was that wasn't all that good.
But it's the wandering stars that they call. Oh, look at that, right?
Yeah.
I only got a 5 on his scale.
You got a 5 for that.
He can do better with his $50,000 kit. So the interesting thing here is that SciManDan didn't put the telescope out for viewing on a night where this morning, at like 4 o'clock in the morning here in North America, you could see, I think it was 6 wandering stars all up in the sky at one time. Like you could have taken your pick. Why wouldn't he have waited a few days to create the video, set his alarm clock, get up in the middle of the night and film that and show everybody Jupiter, Saturn, Mars, Venus, just get them all. No, I'll
show you why.
There's a very good reason.
Let's take a look at the images that it produces for the wandering stars.
Telescopes have fallen at, but with its far superior aperture size, this is the moment to shine for the EV Scope 2. Immediately, we can see several similarly bright points of light surrounding Jupiter. These are its 4 largest moons. We are looking at long exposure.
All right, we've looked with P1000.
You can see this even better.
Yeah, we get better images than
right
that
now. But once we start imaging, our exposure is reduced and the planet reveals itself. Straight away we can see the distinct bands of Jupiter, and as more time passes our image becomes less noisy and slightly more structured. We are presented with an okay view.
That's
we expect
a little
something
clearer
along
than
these
a
lines for a
P1000,
telescope
but
of this size. But how does it fare against the ringed gas giant Saturn? The focus was as sharp as I can make it, and in the live feed it was almost clear to see the gaps in between Saturn's rings. But disappointingly, even as time progressed, the view achieved of Saturn was nothing short of a blurry, indistinct mess. I am very...
So Saturn is supposed to be in our solar system. This is the best image it can get of Saturn, yet when it comes to nebulas, billions of light years away, we can see all the fine detail.
If that doesn't, in your mind, tuning in here, seal the deal. Maybe you're a glurfer. Maybe you believe in the globe. You're just watching this. If this doesn't prove to you that something's going on here, I don't think anything will ever help you.
Its extremely limited planetary imaging capabilities. I really thought that this is where it was going to shine. But even with a smartphone and a 4-inch reflector telescope, you can achieve better results than this. It's because of this I have scored its planetary imaging capabilities at a measly 3 out of 10. I suspect now would be a good point to reiterate that these ratings are irrespective of the telescope's price.
Wow.
So keep in mind that I looked at some of the videos at what kind of images it gives for the moon. It's not nearly the amount of zoom that you would get from a P1000, right? Not nearly, because it's only a 320 millimeter focal length. I mean, this is the type of lens that somebody would use at a sports event, like a football game or something like that. Not for seeing things that are long ways
billions
away.
Of light years.
So yeah, that's a joke. How much deeper did you want to go on this topic?
Let's just round it off. Just scroll through the comments a little bit and show the ridiculous, cognitive dissonance that are in the SciManDan followers.
I don't see Flurfs buying this. Opening the box would be too complicated.
Oh, that's a good one. Oh, that got 168 likes. Just to show people. So this idiot, this doofus, this brainwashed cult member can't even see that he's being sold augmented reality in a telescope, but he thinks it's Flurfs. Like, how ridiculous is that? So this to me is the best part of the whole video to expose it.
The next one's worse. Made the mistake of showing the video to my husband. Guess what he needs now? My fault, laugh out loud. So, I mean, this person and the husband dumb enough to go spend $4,000 on a CGI plastic toy.
They want to be a part of Earth's planetary defense system.
Now pointing out the truth, but NASA put all those pictures into the telescope. Interpreter.
So they're not in the telescope; they're in the digital software that it's running. That's why it's obvious. That is he going to tell us, this guy, if you ask him, "Hey, did you notice that the eyepiece was an OLED screen?" I mean, nobody's calling this out. Not one person.
No, I bet you can see the ice wall with that thing.
They think that's funny, right?
See, the thing is I bet you, like, if you're at a football game and somebody had that and somebody had a P1000 and you both zoomed in on the field, guess which one's going to be able to see more detail?
The P1000.
Right? Yeah.
This guy here said he was so happy. So you scroll up a little bit. I'm so glad I spent $1 gazillion on my Celestron 1100 Edge HD and all the ancillary equipment required to just get the simplest of images that takes hours to assemble and align and focus. And then after all that, still doesn't image. The image still isn't anywhere as clear or look anything like what this telescope. Again, this should be enough for somebody to go, wait a minute, you spent $10,000 on a setup and it doesn't look anything like this one.
Yeah, because the regular telescope you can't download from the image database.
Here's a good one too. Case _. Look at that one.
My issue with these smart telescopes is that they take away a lot of the magic, and also learning that comes with additional traditional telescope. In a way, they are a press a button to get an image device, not that different from simply using Stellarium or browsing image galleries on the internet. Yes, it's a bit more hands-on in that you actually have to go outside and put the telescope down and be there. That's pretty much all you have to do. The rest is pretty much automated. You don't have to set anything up. You don't have to learn the night sky and how to find the objects. You don't get an actual look through an eyepiece experience, which is different from looking at photos and OLED displays. You just get nice processed and sometimes over processed images almost instantly. Takes a lot of way, in my opinion, not to mention those telescopes are usually rather small, which comes with its own set of issues, which are basically brute force through image processing and exposure stacking. But that can only work up to an extent. What'd be interesting to see how this kind of telescope deals with planetary observations.
This guy's debunking it.
Yeah.
Then again, on the other hand, we can keep
all the
going.
hassle. Yeah. So somebody was able to predict it. Flirts. It's all CGI. The telescope is a big hard drive with made up pictures on it.
So they put in their like sort of cognitive dissonance, what they think flat earthers are going to say. But the truth is that it's linked up online. So to turn the app on, you have to be online, hooked up to the database. It's not in the telescope. For him to even say that is stupid. Like, you literally have to be online. The phone has to be online. You have to turn your Bluetooth on. You have to link up to the telescope. Everything has to have Wi-Fi. It has to be online. Like, for people to think that the hard drive in the telescope has they probably might be able to, but it's all done online.
Yeah, so it's this whole augmented reality thing. Let's show the binoculars.
Let's finish with the binoculars. Yeah, you got to show this, because this is, I would love to have these binoculars. I think they're cool just to look. Yeah. What are they, $5,000 too? Love their editing.
Nature.
Some popcorn.
And night sky. They awaken our inner explorer, and we rely on the maps, the binoculars, the compass, to venture in them. But wouldn't it be great to intuitively visualize the world as an expert?
Oh. Whoa.
To grasp its secrets at first sight.
Augmented reality.
Introducing Envision, the first smart binoculars with an augmented reality precision orientation system.
Wow.
Combining high-quality multi-coated optics with a high-luminance, high-contrast AR projection system. And our precision orientation system. Envision connects you to a database of millions.
So they've got the native optics, which, I mean, everybody knows binoculars. They don't really magnify things that much. But then within the binocular, they have the ability to project the augmented reality to overlay what it is that you're actually seeing too, right?
Yeah, they're showing you the technology here, how they can show you all the trails and keep going with it.
Of elements, everything from trails to peaks, springs to refuges, and stars.
And stars.
Comets, galaxies, planets.
So they can just add in the comets, and you can zoom in to asteroids and
nebulae. Thanks to Envision, they're all accessible online and offline. And at your side, for any adventure, activate its smart scouting mode and reveal what's behind a landscape.
Look.
Or the secrets that lie in the constellations. Envision knows it all. Even that new comet you just read about in the news. Select it in the app, and it will guide you there. Or check suggestions on its companion app to find out what to watch and embark on a guided stargazing tour. Or witness the next passing of the ISS. Visit our closest celestial neighbor. Locate the specific landmark you're looking for and get advanced information on the features you've centered in your line of sight. Or at the push of a button with Target Lock mode. Share your findings with others. Finally, when your inner explorer needs a rest, just turn off the technology and enjoy the natural optical view of the binoculars, but now with a deeper understanding of what it's really like.
7 years ago, your incredible support for our first Kickstarter campaign helped revolutionize telescopes. Today, we're calling on pioneers to help us launch the first major binocular innovation in decades.
The potential applications of this breakthrough are vast, and what we present here is just the beginning. Join us on this amazing journey.
Together, let us bring the future of binoculars to life and expand our perceptions unlike ever before.
Just like with their telescopes, right?
Yeah, it's the same technology, but a little bit more in the binoculars. So do you want to move on to the next section?
Yeah, did you want to?
I am ready. You tell me when you set it all up, and we've got some interesting stuff. We've got another Duffy. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. Not Will Duffy, but we have another Duffy, a Sean Duffy, on the scene. I don't think he's related, but I wouldn't be surprised. That it's not a very common name, Duffy. But what we have is some crazy, crazy news coming out from NASA. So everybody knows how Trump wants to take over the world and get the resources of everything. So apparently the next move is that we haven't been back to the moon, since 1972?
72.
Right? Apparently now, am I being presented?
You are presented.
Apparently now they're going to build nuclear power plants on the moon. Check this out.
On Forbes, NASA is already prepping to build Trump a nuclear reactor on the moon. This past week, NASA Administrator Sean Duffy declared the Trump administration's intention to land a working nuclear fission reactor on the moon by the end of the decade.
How are they going to launch a nuclear fission reactor?
Duffy said, quote,
"And why are we looking at CGI here? This isn't even real footage of the moon. Look, I can see stars through the moon here."
No.
We're in a race to the moon, in a race with China to the moon. Planting reactors is more effective than planting a flag in the lunar dust. Duffy referenced the idea of a, quote, keep-out zone around a reactor that effectively lays claim to a desirable area, like craters holding frozen water.
CGI.
So does Duffy's 5-year timetable seem too aggressive? Not particularly, when you consider that NASA and its many contractors have been relying on atomic power for a long time.
Atoms.
Since the 1960s,
is this an atom in here? What this is?
Yeah, inside, yeah.
NASA has powered Apollo missions, space probes, and Martian landers using radioisotopic batteries that turn
why is this? Is this supposed to be real?
Heat emitted
the curvature of this Earth's curve
by plutonium-238 and other decaying isotopes into electricity. The Apollo devices are still on the moon.
Is that upside down?
Yeah, it is.
And those on Voyager and Pioneer probes were the first man-made objects to leave the solar system. But those devices only put out 100 watts or less.
Oh,
the nuclear fission reactors like what Duffy is talking about are far more complicated.
CGI.
They generate heat by splitting apart uranium-238.
Oh, splitting uranium-238.
Would put out 100 kilowatts.
Oh.
That's only enough electricity for a couple dozen homes on Earth.
Oh.
You'd need a lot of them to power a moon base. But let's backtrack. Do we need nuclear on the moon? A decade ago, NASA decided the answer was yes. Nighttime lasts for 14 Earth days in many lunar locations, making solar panels unreliable. And you can't burn oil, coal, or gas in a vacuum, even if you could get it into orbit. NASA first validated microreactor tech via something called the Kilopower Project.
You can't burn anything that uses propulsion in space? Did you say that? Can't believe it.
Then in 2022, gave $5 million grants to 3 consortia to perfect 40 kilowatt designs. The specifications of the Fission Surface Power Project called for a system that weighs just 6 tons, can fit into a cylinder 13 feet in diameter and 20 feet long, and can work for 10 years, self-regulated, with no maintenance or refueling required. It's a tough remit, says Sebastian Corbisiero, the National Technical Director for Space Reactors at the Idaho National Lab, whose team selected the companies for the year-long NASA study. He says, quote, "On Earth, reactors are not designed to be low mass and small. In space, you need as little mass as possible to fit on a rocket." Corbisiero does believe a lunar reactor is an important and necessary first step to developing systems.
They got square blocks on the moon, apparently.
That could sustain.
And the sun, wow, it's pretty small.
In a Martian colony. As his research group found in 2023, quote, "Surface nuclear power is required for a sustainable lunar presence."
Yeah.
The
this
3
is real right here, huh?
Corbisiero's group selected.
The Canada arm right there. I actually know someone that helped build that whenever he had like 15 cameras all around his house and he was constantly paranoid.
For the 2022 contract are Lockheed Martin with BWXT, a team that had already been working for NASA on Draco, a $500 million demonstration spacecraft powered by a nuclear reactor. Then there's veteran reactor builder Westinghouse, partnered with Aerojet Rocketdyne, which plans to adapt its existing eVinci microreactor. The third is startup X Energy, teamed with Maxar and Boeing. X Energy is working on microreactor projects for Dow Chemical and Amazon, but aims to use its own non-standardized fuel source rather than the standardized HALEU fuel, which stands for high-assay, low-enriched uranium.
Why are they black and white with the same everything?
That NASA directives call for. Corbisiero is diplomatic and won't speculate on.
This must be from that Envision telescope.
Which company approach he prefers.
Which company? Yeah, he's got that wording right.
The final system is likely to use a Stirling engine to convert fission heat into electricity and feature meltdown-proof liquid sodium circulation. Oof. When asked whether we can get one on the moon in
there's a nice shot of Earth. You can even see the city lights. Wow.
5 years, he says, quote, "Yes, in my opinion, it is doable."
Doable.
It will depend, however, on continued development of the rest of the Artemis flight system.
Artemis.
The first crewed mission, Artemis 2, is scheduled for early 2026. And whether NASA can get the money. On Earth, microreactors cost billions. According to Duffy, the Trump administration thinks America can afford not to plant reactors on the moon as soon as possible.
Gotta get them there.
China is planning its Chang'e 8 mission in 2029 to test out methods for building a lunar base with robots and 3D printers by the mid-2030s.
So no humans, just robots.
Duffy says both China and the US want to monopolize the best lunar real estate near the poles, where the sun always shines.
So obviously they've got to go to the poles because nobody can see those with quote-unquote telescopes, right?
Duffy says, quote,
P1000s. Oh, we don't need you, Oxford.
"We have ice there. We have sunlight there. We want to get..."
They got water and ice on the moon now, huh? There's a new discovery, huh?
There first and claim that for...
Yeah, you can turn it into hydrogen.
America. For full coverage, check out Christopher Hellman's piece on Forbes.com.
Unbelievable. Hey, Webster, get out of here. I mean, So NASA is going to build a nuclear reactor on the moon, supposedly.
A micro nuclear.
6-ton unit. Like I made 6-ton air conditioning heating units for tower cranes. Let's go through a little bit of some memes here before we round this up. Gravity, strong enough to hold all of the world's oceans around the spinning ball, but weak enough to allow butterflies to casually evade its grasp completely. All right, how about that one? Here we got, I'd go to the moon in a nanosecond. The problem is that the Earth is flat and space is fake. Oh, what's this, everybody? What do we hear? We're talking about the globe or the flat Earth. Gotta watch out when you start talking about flat Earth. You get these globe shill posts showing up as quick as possible. The moon landing was an absolute IQ test, and just about everybody failed. And I know in the beginning I failed too. I thought that they were shooting rockets up there, and I thought all that was real and everything. And then when you actually investigate it, you're like, wow, this is like aluminum foil and duct tape and like lawn chairs and stuff like that. Figure it all out here. Tumbling through space at 1.9 million miles an hour, 5,000 years later, the stars have never changed. We still have the exact constellations year after year. They're in the same spot each time you look at that according time of the year. I think they would be completely different if we were moving 1.9 million miles an hour.
They would be changing like over the course of a year astronomically.
Someone said flat Earth. Look out, here they come. 30 seconds after you post a flat Earth post. The globe shill. They're coming for you. But last but not least, everybody, check this out, okay? August 12th brings the Perseid meteor shower peak, okay? Up to 100 meteors in an hour. Dazzle the night sky. So if you're in a suburb or a city, you're going to have a hard time seeing them, okay? Unless you got
if you got the uni.
If you have the Envision telescope or the Envision binoculars, you'll be able to see them all. But if you're able to get out into the country, right? The next 2 days, especially on Tuesday night, I've seen this meteor shower. Sometimes it's happened on August 8th. I've been watching it most of my life, and it is spectacular. So make sure you get outside and you get to a dark place. And I used to love to lie on the hood of my car, when I wouldn't crush it, because now I'm like a giant old man. But if you can find somewhere like it's away from the city lights, you will find some of the most beautiful shooting stars. You could make infinite amount of wishes. Jason, you can take the screen share back whenever you've got that done. Let me know. I guess we're not going to go back on camera. I don't know. I got the mic in front of me. But
yeah, well then.
Let's round it out.
We might as well just round it out.
Okay. Well, great job, Jason. My final words are NASA building a nuclear power plant on the moon is hilarious. A micro. Everything with Trump's micro. And what do you have to say about I
think SciManDan selling this CGI plastic toy to his audience. It's absolute utter mockery of his audience. If anybody in his audience thinks that is getting real images, he's proving how dumb his people are. It's not flat earthers that are going to fall for this. He's selling this to the spaceball crowd, and it shows just how ignorant and how mind controlled and psyop these people are if they're actually going to fall for that. Oh, let me go spend $4,000 on this thing that downloads pictures from the internet, and instead of just looking at it on your big screen TV, right?
Yeah. So what you're uncovering here is that not only is SciManDan out here to shill and lie and go against the flat Earth truth, he's actually taking advantage and fleecing his own subscribers.
He's grifting the glurfs.
Grifting the glurfs. Well, Jason, thank you so much for this extra Flat Earth Sunday stream. Thank you to everybody who tuned in. Your comments were hilarious. I enjoyed the time. And I'm looking forward to this next week. We're going to have a Flat Earth Friday. We're going to go over Will Duffy's created another false dichotomy. You either join and debate him or you're not into, you're against saving women and children, apparently. We're going to be getting into that one. I mean, I can't wait for this. And Jason, what are your last words?
Where's the only place people are going to find this content, brother?
Only on the Yahawashai News Networks.
You know, staring at your feet won't help. If you're begging, baby, beg like hell. Such a joke for you to cry for me now. I see you and feel nothing somehow. And I waited for a time to change you, but this is no changing what you've cut through. I try to love you, try to help you, try to turn you around, but you brought it all on yourself. Oh, I know we were young, but that's no excuse. Oh, babe, I know what you did to me. Left me so easily. I can't use a heart that bleeds. What do you think would happen, babe? I just forget the mess you made. Let you back in my life. I don't think you realize just how much you let me down. I hope it still comes around. I just can't forgive you. Maybe I don't need to. And I'm kidding.